Abdullah. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. Just make sure the sound is good. Hopefully, you can hear me correctly. Mm, welcome. Now, I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And I do so by helping you. Now, when we're talking about your emotions, I help you to identify or to understand how your emotions are being created. And then the goal for you is essentially to understand or to create your own emotional pattern. And at that point, if there's any blockages that has to be removed, and that's what, mastering your emotions is all about, or to be emotionally balanced. you know in addition to that, now I also help you to understand, or to become mentally balanced, and pretty much the same principle applies in terms of, what we're truly talking about here is how is your mind, pretty much is being shaped, how is it being conditioned, and how you should condition your mind, or because ultimately what I'm going to be talking about tonight, if you see the title, or not to get too much ahead of myself here, but you know ultimately, you want to be able, you want your mind control. You have to be the author of your mind control, and that's what a creator is. But I'm getting ahead of myself here, so that's pretty much what it is. So now, this particular video, it's a very special one, and I'll let you know why. Because I currently have two channel, where in one channel, I pretty much, it's called L'Esprit, and that's the one, you're gonna get all the spirituality there, right? Now, with that being said, I'm not gonna, okay, with the other channel, which is to give is to receive, what I do there, I mean, you're still gonna get the spiritual stuff. I mean, that's what, I wanted to modify a little bit, but because it's all spiritual, but what I do there pretty much, I specialize in trying to bring some quotes to you guys, or some proverbs, some wise saying, and pretty much expand on those. The reason being is because as a spiritual healer, I realize, these are some of the, those quotes allows you to attain a higher state of consciousness. And how do they do that, right? So now when we talk about words or speech or the power of speech, it comes down to not necessarily, what is being said, or the meaning of certain words objectively. But truly, what it is how it's being said. When you have your motivational speakers, the way they hit you, they know how to say certain shit to captivate your mind. And that mind, that captivation, it goes beyond pretty much your intellect. And we understand that in African spirituality. That's why in our words, we always have rhyme. We know it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Because how you say it makes a difference. That's how you capture people's mind, but most importantly, but the reason why you're able to do that, that's because you have bypassed their intellect. And that's the true power of words too, just so you guys know. Then now, once you do that, you automatically gets them to a state of mind, or to a point, or to a space. Now, they're ready to hear what you got to say. And that same, aha moment, or somehow that a little bit of awakening in you, that's what consciousness is all about. That's how you grow spiritually. That's how you are going through different portals. You are enhancing your consciousness. You are also changing your reality. There's a bunch of shit that's taking place. You a bad motherfucker. Hey, shit. You ask me how I know. You feel me? Oh shit! But I want to get back to the conversation I had. But it's all connected. Now, what the fuck was I talking about? Because I got so many things that's going through, man. All right, spirit, slow down, motherfucker, slow down. No, whoa, slow it down. Let's slow it down. Speaking of going through different realities, and when you connect with the words, the understanding. But anyway, to get back to those quotes or those proverbs, it's how they being said that captivate your mind. Now they put you in a space. Now you're able to receive, or it gives you now you could grasp something you didn't have before. But all of that is being done. That's what the power of poetry is. That's why hip hop is powerful. It's not what they're saying, but how they're saying it. Now it's like, whoa, okay. At least to me, that's the way I look at it. So again, as part of your mind of mastering your mind, our ancestors understood that. That's why here's something else these motherfuckers did. The Egyptians, their hieroglyphics, their writings were insane. Nigga, if you understand, oh my God, that in itself is just a pure manifestation of how they demonize our humanity. That's how you could see like the gods were living among men because they had pretty much materialized those divine shit. That's why you have to materialize your spirituality. But let me slow down. I mean, this is just the beginning. I haven't even guessed. Oh shit, this is gonna be a goodie. Eh, nigga, grab your shit, get your smoke. If you're coming back, I'm already going in, baby. If you're coming back, you already know what this is. But I also wanted to let you know a little bit, about the other channel. You see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself here. So now we were talking about the power of the words. So I had decided to have that channel dedicated to quotes, but not just saying them. Certain like the ones obviously that I feel like you would already get. Obviously, I wouldn't be talking about them. Unless you know I don't know exactly what to do. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is, it's gonna be shit that's worth your time or shit that will captivate your mind, and then I will expand on them a little bit because it's pretty much is that's why meditation is also powerful because meditation allows you to get into that consciousness, right? That aha moment, that sudden thing that you didn't see before, and that automatically became palpable, or now you can see it, and that's how we see. That's how we grow. Now, once you get a little bit of consciousness, then now you could read certain books. Now, if there's a book, let's just say hypothetically, that level of consciousness a little bit higher, you're not gonna get it if you're in this level of consciousness. That's why the Kabbalion will tell you the student when the teacher will appear. Oh my God, this is a whole bunch of stuff is being said. I mean, the connection in everything that I'm talking about here. So let me just slow it down for a second, right? Because I'm all over the place for a second. But again, this is me traveling too. But I still remain here. Hmm. Anyway, so now to get back to the whole quotes, proverbs, and how deep they are, and they are packed with knowledge. Once they get you open, pretty much, then they could release some of that knowledge in it, and that's what poetry does. And that's the art of poetry too. That's the power of it. But ultimately, we're talking about consciousness here, enhancing your consciousness. Now, when it comes to this conversation itself, you already see the title, you know exactly what that is, but I'm trying to give you a little bit of background, but most importantly, why this is important for me to fuse, have this in both channels, and somehow have those personality comes together too. Because in the other one, you know what I'm saying, this nigga he do not even smoke. However, in this free channel, I smoke. And tonight, both of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, they just came together. It must be special. In other words, motherfuckers, you're getting two for one. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So you in for a treat, baby. Now that you have a little bit of that, quotes, because that's what you're already going. I mean, I'm trying to get you ready. Can you see where I'm trying to go with you? You know what I'm saying? I'll let you be the judge. But so far, with you having the title, I'm just walking you into it. I'm saying, don't be hard headed, all right? It ain't gonna help you. Fuck with me for a second. So now you're getting two for one. As a result, before I even get started into that conversation, since you're going to be getting two for one, obviously, ultimately, what I do here as a spiritual healer, everything is spirituality. The tool that I use is spirituality. So therefore, on my other channel, well, and to give is to receive, we normally don't talk about it, but you're going to get it tonight. And what that is that I always like to give you a solid understanding of what spirituality is. I'll give you a perfect example. Sometimes we already know, we'll say people, we'll say to certain people, I'm not religious, but I'm into spirituality. I mean, so far, so good. So, again, what you're truly saying here is that you are acknowledging, like, you know, how how big spirituality is. But now here's the misconception, because now you're saying how big it is in terms of, it. Pretty much, you're saying I'm not in a box, but I'm trying to be as open as possible. Because if you're into spirituality, for example, then you shouldn't have a problem learning about Christ. You shouldn't have a problem learning about Krishna. You shouldn't have a problem learning about, let's just say, Zeus. Because now what you're truly saying is you're a little more receptive to, the higher whatever the fuck. So now the misconception of that, which is good. I mean, yo, you great. I'm just going to expand it for you a little bit more. Because if you understand the underneath it all, even that person that is religious is also spiritual. But now in their spirituality, of course, the level of consciousness is lower than yours. Because when we talk about spirituality, even the politics is spirituality. Voting is spirituality. Because all of these things are taking place out of us. Because when we talk about spirituality, it's nothing about the story of the spirits. And now we're pretty much letting you know that you are spirit. Now, depending on your level, that's when you could say spirituality is on that side, or you would say it's religious due to your ignorance. But the more conscious you become, then you realize everything is of God. Everything is all is mine. So politics, motherfucker, is spiritual like a motherfucker. So essentially, when we're talking about, so we're saying that spirituality is you. It's your story. It's your essence, your true essence, your self manual. This is an open book. know what I'm saying? At least, well, I mean, you got to study. You know what I'm saying? So, again, even the act of studying, you have to become that. You got to know it. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say that spirituality is nothing but you, the average person. Now, to become spiritual, what you're doing is you are becoming conscious, a lot more conscious of your day to day life, of your reality, of your essence. That's when you're saying, you know what? Man lives more, what I'm saying? My life depends more than just, what I'm saying, eat and fuck and shit. It's that same life. But now you have a higher consciousness about that same life, and then you realize, you know what? There's a lot more to me than just that. That's why we say I am this and more. I don't deny my human form because obviously I'm using it to talk to you. Why would I deny this? But I also understand that I am more than just my human form. And by me understanding that, that's how I'm able to transcend my human form. Meaning, I know I am l'esprit, I am spirit, I am energy, I am a living mind. And so are you too. But you got to go through your consciousness. That's why you have to enhance your consciousness, becoming a little more conscious of your reality. And then as you're doing so, your reality is changing. That's why you are in this world, but not of the world. Why? You have attained a higher reality or a higher consciousness. You've seen the reality on a different level. That's what the fuck that shit is. So this shit is your regular life, nigga. Hits your in the ass, you scratching your ass. You know what I'm saying? You stealing out there. You know what I'm saying? My thugs. You know what I'm saying? It's all of you motherfuckers. Obviously lost. Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hold that mirror to help you now to remember, to reconnect again, to know who you are. You feel me? That's you know what I'm saying? That's when you become the shepherd, man. You know what I mean? That's all that shit is all about. Now, I know that was such a fucking lengthy introduction, but it's very important because I had to get you ready for what you're seeing in the title. Now, let me give you a little bit of background about what you see here. Like the difference between heaven and earth is no greater than your thought. I want that to sit with you for a minute. I'm pretty sure you've been looking at the story, I mean, at the proverb itself. But let me give you these, especially when I talk about those quotations. Hey, wisdom is welcome regardless of where it comes from. It's the one thing, that will always knock, like, there's no doors I can hold it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, I was born in Haiti. I don't have, being a smart nigga, I don't have to speak English, nigga. That's how you see all the scientists that are coming from. This nigga knows some shit. This nigga's needed. Azur, Z, za, za, yeah, motherfucker. These niggas. Yo, knowledge is knowledge, regardless of where it comes from. You got a special ability. You're good on that shit. You're welcome everywhere. You hear me? Know who you are. Just know who you are. You know what I'm saying? When you find what that is, listen, it is none like it. And nobody else could be you. But you. You feel me? You're gonna love it though. I'm saying. Respect. Why the fuck not leave? Why the fuck not? That's that quality. Once you see it, you know it. You don't even have to agree with it. It speaks for itself. And that's truly what luxury is all about. So luxury, just so you guys know, man, has nothing to do with money, but has everything to do with beauty. The top service. That's what niggas are calling first class, man. We royal on this side, nigga. But I always gotta talk my shit. I mean, it's all part. Listen, it's all that. It's you. So you're getting the full package of it. I'm giving you all of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not compromising for shit. If you come here, I'm gonna give you all of me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this ain't love, you tell me what that is. Nigga, like, I reside in this shit. You feel me? Like, oh man, I'll breathe, leave, shit that shit. Nigga, I'm home, man. I made it. Mama, I made it home. We good. Got my father. We good. I want you to understand the power of speech, man. But anyway, now that we're done talk about pretty much, those two channels a little bit, check them out. The gives to receive, and then l'esprit, right? Then we also touch on, as a spiritual healer, pretty much, what that is, what is it that I do? You know what I'm saying? Because we're stripping the mystery out of everything. My thing has always been, and I've always learned that, what I'm saying, simplicity reveals the master. And no matter what you're doing, you are to be a master in it. I hope. Why the fuck are you doing it? Self mastery, like, yeah, it comes with repetition. Make it yours. Listen, I'm trying to tell you the shit. Hey, this is free game all day. A valuable game too, though. Keep the change. You know what I'm saying? I want some shit in that. But anyway, so then we delve a little bit about spirituality because it's important for you to understand. If you listen, if you fully grasp what spirituality is, then you understand it embodies everything. And then when you study, I'll give you a perfect example. Um, the Kabbalion is free online. You type that shit in, Kabbalion. I believe it's Kyla B. I don't know if it's Y or I. I think it's an ION. Listen, this should be your Bible because what that books represent, it's self mastery. It laid down the laws for you to understand who you are and for you to master yourself. That's all the Kabbalion is about. Then it talks about the different planes, the different levels of consciousness, pretty much. But the big thing that they talk about is the seven hermetic principles. But ultimately, the underlying message is self mastery. That's why you learn about the law of rhythm, the law of vibration, as it is within, so it is without. So you understand what's taking place. Then, when you understand rhythm, now shit are shifting in your life. You know how to shift it or to maintain that. It's all self mastery, how to transmute your own fucking emotions. The law of gender, because we are both masculine and feminine, ultimately all about mastering yourself. But just like anything else, to make anything yours, you got to know it. It's got to become part of your life. Then you have something called the occult. The occult is nothing but a set of, you know, text or sacred. I mean, yeah, definitely sacred. Oh man, of course it is sacred. It's pearls. It's wisdom. Oh, as fuck. You know what I'm saying? This shit is sacred as fuck. But that's giving you, helping you to bridge the gap between your visibility and your invisibility. Now they will let you know you have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind. Then they help you to understand that you have something called chakras. Where the fuck is that shit located? Where in your motherfucking body? Your aura, is pretty much helping you to delve into the invisibility or the invisible man side of you. That side that is associated with your emotions, your mind, your thinking, or maybe that living mind as they describe it, which I love, by the way. You are energy, a living thinking thing. The way we change our life, we change our understanding, our thoughts. Everything is based out of our understanding. I want you to link that to the title, and I'll just and I'm not even there yet. So already, then as you as a thinking being, that's why your thoughts matters. That's why what you know in this life. That's how you change your life. That's why you constantly gotta keep evolving and becoming and changing forever. It's almost like you're seeing beyond the veil, but you're peeling. You know what I'm saying? You're getting to the nitty gritty of who you are, and as you're doing so, that's how you transcend your body because you are translating, like because you're getting into a deeper side of you without having to refute your fucking body. Because the minute you separate your body from yourself, you're that's the illusion. That is the foundation for what the fuck the illusion is. Because now you're separating yourself from this. So how do you master what's around you if it's how do you even master yourself too? But most importantly, if you even learning about your body, there's no body without a spirit. That's why you are in a human form. What we call death is when there's no spirit in it. There's no energy in it. It's the separation of your invisibility with your with your physical self. So why would you say your physical self is not you? To separate that from you, like, okay, there's no self mastery in that. That's why the words got to be made flesh. That's the constant relationship between the physical and the non-physical. That's the interaction between the spirit and matter. That's what you see in nature. When the seasons are changing, those are different energies. The conflict, the constant harmony, how they go hand in hand. The high, the yin and the yang, or what I would simply call African spirituality, ma'at, balance, and through the balance, that's how you transcend, or you become one, whatever you choose. So when we're looking at the statement at hand, there is no heaven or earth. So even the way that is being said already, that is greater than your mind, that is greater than your thoughts. That's the captivation, how it's being said. Because when you really look at it, and just so you guys know too, and I definitely got to confess that because I always talk about this in the Lacebrew channel. However, I've never really stumbled, or I mean, I never really, had a sentence that generalized that for me. My way of saying this, and of course, when we talk about it a little bit more, used to be is that even if you're trying to be objective, you are still subjective. That was the way I used to summarize that. But after learning from this proverb, and actually, this is actually came from a Mongolian proverb. It's like, wow, they said it for me. But most importantly, is to show you too, wisdom is wisdom. It's always been around. All we doing, that proverb was already there. I woke up to it. And that's the science behind Jesus died for you. That's the science behind when you have like a nigga like Tuhudi who left us manuscript. That's the science behind that, man. You know what I'm saying? They did it for us. This is an open book now, but you got to wake up to it. You got to know how to read. Because an open book, if you don't know how to read, means nothing to you. Saying? So you got to know how to read them. But this is an open book. You feel me? You can't fail. I mean, the only way for you to fail is you not knowing how to read. Meaning you're not knowing who you are. The minute you know what you are, listen, game's over, man. You did it, baby. You did it. Everything else, it's going to align. That's why they tell you seek the kingdom of God, and everything else will be given. Everything will align. How do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Again, now, this is where we're going with this, right? So I wanted to say, to summarize real quick, that my way of saying it, and then when I stumbled, over that, Mongolian proverb, I'm like, God damn, that's what I've been trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But also, I wanted you to see that I had to wake up to it, and I was able to relate to that proverb too, because I was already in that space. But the good thing about those proverbs, or even if you're not in the space, just like I was talking about, just that itself, you got to start thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, there's no heaven or earth that is greater than my thought. That got to have me thinking in my mind for me. You know what I'm saying? But lucky for me, I had all the tools. I was good. But this is me breaking it down to you. And I hope it would shift your consciousness just a little bit for you to be like, God damn, okay. Because let's really think about it. Your definition of heaven or hell, it's in your thoughts, man. It's you. It's you. And if you don't believe me, okay, let's do it this way. If I'm a Christian, Jesus is everything to me. But if you're Islam, Muhammad is everything to you. Who's right? Who's better? Uh, you choose. But ultimately, those are God's, whether you do it willingly or consciously or not, that's why you are creating your reality regardless, no matter what the fuck it is. So, what that's truly telling you, like I always tell people, everything in so many words is subjective. Because even when and I definitely agree and I see it and I agree with you. You know, if I'm being objective, meaning, I'm not putting my little bias, perspective in, this is a fact. Yes, I get it. I get you. But whom is saying, who's that fact coming from, too, though? You can't neglect that part, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's like, think about it. Like, I have an accounting background. Now, the source of the information, the data, and how the data is collected. Listen, the how it's collected, it's more important than the data itself. I could do a whole lot of fucking accounting with the wrong numbers. It means nothing. That's why there's a process in accounting, they call it internal control. Because you want the information to be as real as possible. Then you can build from it. That's why I always tell people it's not, it doesn't matter. It's not how much you see, but how are you looking at it? Because if you're looking at it from a fucked up perspective, that's what talking shit is. When you tell a motherfucker, yo, nigga, you talking shit, bro. It's like everything this motherfucker's saying, I mean, may make sense, but it doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking shit, that's what talking shit is. And a lot of the nonsense you're talking about, you may have some logical shit that comes with it too. For the most part, shit, you may have more logical shit that comes with it. And then I'm like, oh, all right, shit, have at it. You know? So again, that's why it's important for you to look at it from 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 the best perspective. At least you owe that to yourself. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. I owe it to myself. I have adopted it, and I'm trying to get you to see things just a little bit better, baby. You know what I'm saying? Turn the other cheek. I'm saying you just got to change the channel, baby. That's all you gotta do. Or turn the on button. However the fuck you want to look at it. So again, this is very profound because I've talked about it in so many times. Then I also talk about mind control. In fact, my most recent recording that I had released, just maybe a week ago, I was talking about mind control 3.0, showing you how, listen, like even when we talk about mythology, the biggest thing about mythology is the story, is the narrative that is being displayed. But most importantly, is us adopting, that mentality in our culture without even us knowing. So our ancestors understood. That's why we know. That's why the Buddhists. I'll give you a perfect example. When these niggas trying to give you a lesson, they tell you a story. There was three monks walking around, whatever, whatever. That's their style, and I get it. Guess what, nigga? In African spirituality, we got a lot of story for you niggas. And that's what the whole idea of mythology is. And that's why we had created those different gods, what I'm saying, to awaken like this is you. And I also talked about Santa Claus. Nigga, do I believe in Santa Claus? Hell yeah. That nigga come through every fucking year, nigga. Every year. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to create that's why it's important for you to have your superheroes, man. Like all occultists, we know, and, not, hey, I'm putting it out there. Anybody who wants to do it, because I'm thinking about doing it too, have at it, nigga. Because ain't never gonna be too much of us. Because you can never sell it like I tell it, and I will not. be selling it the way you said eat neither. But let's create more superheroes, man. Get your motherfucking statues. Because this is meant to set your mind free for you to get in touch with that true divinity that's in you. That's why you see you gotta pay close attention. And that's the shit Joseph Campbell didn't tell your ass, nigga. But they understood it. That's what they use in when they created trying to shape your mind in the movies. Is that narrative. So that's the true power of mythology, nigga. Then this niggas put it in motion pictures. Oh yeah. That's how they can also trigger you too. If they want to. Now, what's the movie that everybody's talking about tonight? I mean, not tonight. I'm sorry. Like they cloned Tyrone. Even Tyrone got cloned, nigga. Like, nigga, you gonna clone Tyrone, nigga? So you gonna clone the dumbass motherfucker? Because Tyrone obviously is that uh personage, if I may say, is that persona, that reflect, what I'm saying, the ghetto nigga, the gangster shit, what I'm saying, nigga went doing shit, but who's fucking bitches, lifting weights, you know what I'm saying? Karen probably look good as fuck. I don't know. I might be Tyrone. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Every nigga got a Tyrone in him. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Oh man, I just be on my Haitian shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, to get back to the subject at hand, it's so when you understand the power, the true power of mythology, because what Joseph Campbell was pretty much doing, using the archetypes, and yeah, but underneath it all, and this motherfucker too, man, like there's a guy named Bobby Hemmett. This nigga said the realest shit ever. And I can't. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Like the true racist motherfuckers, those are your university niggas because they're the ones shaping your mind. Even the dumb white people, let's just say, that's calling you either, whatever the fuck it is. That image was created for them to make them feel better because they're also being played. I mean, we know about it. Whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas, because what's the educational system? It's a group of handed people. So they giving you reality, and that's what true mind control is. When we're talking about mind control, they are controlling your thoughts. So in other words, a lot of us who've been colonized, for instance, a Haitian nigga like myself, who was colonized by the French, what they did, obviously, that's why we ended up speaking French. They get us to think like them. They made us, into our reality. That's what, to colonize or to civilize your ass according to their perspective. Because was looking at you like dumbass motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? No clothes on, your dick is out there, savages, knowledge of let's just say, the trees and all that shit. Then these niggas, they minimize that. It's not science. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you have a connection with Earth, you have a certain level of understanding, and that from that level, that your spirituality derived out of that. So, just to give you a quick story, because we understand the power of image and symbols, That's why a lot of Africans, for instance, when these niggas came out with Christ, that's how we ended up using a lot of saint. If you know anything about voodoo or anything like that, then you'll know a certain saint like Saint Patrick. There's a certain noir that it matches with. So that's why a lot of these niggas they saw we came to it because it was the closest thing in terms of symbols. But then we try to make that's why we have when we talk about St. Patrick or Lake Ba, there would be a representative of that, and let's just say Catholic, because now you're trying to make what is yours in their shit, nigga. Let's dive into this shit. I'm trying to get you to see the state of mind. And that's what when you have niggas like Dr. Lila Africa, and I always gotta bless up and big up this brother because when he transitioned, he gave me the work. I needed that. And I talk about that too, but nigga, this is not your time, baby. But thank you. I love you too, nigga. He was trying to get you to think like African, or meaning not to think like people think in this world, because he understood. That's why he said, fuck telling you about spirituality. Let me teach you how to eat, motherfucker. And this nigga knew a lot of shit. But I never used to look at him that way until, when we had our conversation. I'm like, God damn. And the first thing that nigga taught me when he came through was like, it's not what you know, little fucker. It's who you talking to. So you know this nigga was not casting in pearls before no motherfucking swine. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with babies, well, you got to give them baby food, nigga. Do you know who you talking to? Oh, this nigga got me on check. I'm like, all right, slow down, nigga. All right, fuck you, nigga. Thank you, fuck you, nigga. What y'all say? You know what I mean? What's up, nigga? You want beef? Square it up, nigga. I was yeah, all that. So now, god damn it, niggas. I had to slow it down, man. I got so many. A lot of niggas are coming through. They gotta slow down, man. This niggas, listen, nigga. Y'all gotta let me have my time, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes. So here's what happens too. Once you open up the gate, you know what I'm saying, by talking to one of our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's coming through. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, chill. They're here though. They're not going anywhere, but they're here. So it's like I felt their presence. A lot of them showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, let me talk my shit. And they like that too. They love that kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? That's why listen, wisdom is appreciated. Like, can you imagine if I were to look at a younger, cat dropping this thing? Oh, I love it, man. I love all of us. That's why even when I listen to other like Bobby Hammond, I love these niggas. Phil Valentine's, motherfucking brother Panic, Alan Bay, David. Oh, this nigga. I'm in love with this nigga right there. David Lyon. He's Canadian brother. This nigga is everything I wish that I was. Like, and not that I wish that I was. It's like there's levels in what I'm saying too. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he's so proper. Like when I say proper, like this nigga, like you see, his blood is pure. The blood is pure. So am I too. I just jiggle with it. And I'm pretty sure he would appreciate this too. You know what I'm saying? But he does what he does. So it's just another way of saying, like, for me, that's why, what I'm saying, I understood the concept of breaking bread. Because a lot of these brothers, man, they've been breaking bread out here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, not to mention my sisters too. Come on now. My buying out there low. You know what I'm saying? Like this bitch right there, man. She was the bit like like after meeting her in that kind of space. I ain't fucking no bitches, bro. If you're not a real bitch, I ain't fucking with you. Shirazad Ali, you know what I'm saying? Another sister, like look her up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like when you see that kind of wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Listen, like they added to me. You know what I'm saying? They come on, ladies, y'all do me a certain way. Lucid TV, Alexis. Alexis, now she's pretty new, you know what I'm saying? But I love her work. She gets it. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much she's here to effeminize my sisters. So y'all bitches need to go get that work from her. She's giving you the real. You know what I'm saying? And hey, listen, who am I to stamp anybody, right? But I figured what I say speaks for itself. I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying? It's satisfaction guaranteed, baby. But you got to wake up to it too, though. You see what I'm saying? Like it's an open book, but if you don't know how to read, I don't know. I don't know if there's much I could do, my friend. My friend, at this point, I'm not too sure if there's much I could do. You know what I'm saying? Then at this point, I'll let you know. This is for the people who know how to read, bro. Huh? It's for the people who knows how to read. Now, we're not discriminating. This is for everybody. You just gotta know how to read. So do yourself a favor. Learn your alphabet, motherfucker. Start there. It's okay. And guess what? We also have a system for that too. You could trigger it. You sing that little ABC song. They got any given time, and even as you get as an adult, because as part of knowledge, memory plays a big part. So our ancestors, in addition to mythology and all this shit, they also know how to trigger. Like that's why in African like tradition, a lot of our tradition was oral tradition. And I tell you what, man, spirit like those stories, they never left. Like the spirit is always in it. It's like the Zen. You know what I'm saying? The thing that made that spirit, that story, it's been translated. It never been lost. So the story never got lost in transition. Because even like a nigga like me coming from Haiti, there's certain shit we know, like the passion is still like it's still there, and you can't forget it neither. There's no way I'm gonna forget about Buki and Timalis. You feel me? But now, for you to know what I just talked about, you probably had to be there, and you didn't do anything wrong. I didn't choose to put myself there. You didn't choose. Yeah, listen, but I happened to be there. That's the way it is, bro. What yours is yours. What's mine is mine. You know what I mean? What's yours is yours, nigga. What's mine is mine. Listen, I love you, baby. How can I disagree with you? It doesn't make sense to me. Can you please work it out with yourself? Because I'm already worked out. Shit, I'm worked out. You feel me? You just gotta work with yourself. So again, you always gotta wake up to the wisdom. That's the idea of you gotta accept Christ, man. You gotta accept Jesus, man. He already died for you, bro. Just say yes. All you gotta say, yes, nigga. Just yes. And the kingdom of God is yours. And of course, the transformation that, listen, you being born again. You see what I'm saying? But every time we are constantly learning, evolving, we're going through, several deaths and several, rebirths. And that's why we understand. But anyway, that's a whole different concept. But I figured since we were talking about that, just to show you, like, those patterns. But, the energy, everything vibrates. Again, spirit. But anyway, oh, damn, I got this thing. Now, to get back to the subject at hand, now we're talking about your thoughts. Now, I talked about, what I'm saying? Like, even let's just say you didn't choose Christ or Jesus to be your God, but let's just say you happen to be born here. And even if you were consciously rejecting that, the representation of what that religion is, and that's the power of mythology, because it creates the reality that it takes form in. That's why us, we understood the power of stories. The Buddhists always got three monks that was working together, two monks, whatever the fuck their story is. There was a monk that did that, and their shit's always there to give you a lesson. Where I mean, shit, you know, that your superheroes should be there to fucking, what I'm saying. Unfortunately, that's why we don't have any superheroes too. T'Challa? Is it T'Challa? You don't have a superhero on a big screen, but you have Ligba. You know what I'm saying? You have all the Azulis. You have all of them as your superheroes. You know what I'm saying? You have not been connected to your superheroes, to your Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to connect to. Now, the other thing that I wanted also to talk about, for you to understand the true power of how you are, or mythology, but also for you to understand the narrative and how the narrative is being fed to you, right? So, my daughter, who's 10, right, she used to have her little teddy. I had mine, so she had hers. We both had our teddies. That was I had my best friend, she had her best friend, and then we all get together. We get to talk, what I'm saying, exchange, or whatever the fuck. So, make a long story short, she's 10 years old now, and last year, when she was 9, then I was asking her, what's going on with the buddy. She's like, Dad, she's a toy. Like the conversation we used to have before on how, this was happening, this and that, whatever the fuck. She wouldn't go anywhere without, what I'm saying, her little Bonnie. Now, it's almost like when we were talking about that, it's almost like this nigga told me, you know what, Dad? Nigga, please. The nigga like, nigga, please. So I'm saying that to say, even if we're using Santa Claus, right? When was the last time you had to convince a kid, you know what? Okay, now you're 12 years old. Santa is not real. There's none, zero. So our mythology, it was based on that. To have that experience, to open up your mind, your world, and that's how we control our mind. So, but anyway, that would be more on the higher hand and what we're talking about here. But for you to understand, let's just say, there's no heaven or hell. But they say earth. But let's just say, let's take it a step further. Let's be dramatic with this shit. All right. There's no hell or heaven or paradise that is greater than your thought. Meaning, your definition of what hell is, you have accepted it. You have created it. That's why you are the creator Everything you do here is it comes from you. It's you. That's why let's just say I'm into voodoo. Jesus means nothing to me, man. Let's just say if you were to tell me, yo, man, you're gonna go to hell. Yeah, that's your hell, motherfucker. Why would I need to go to your hell? I already got my own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is. So that's why, let's just say Christianity, they understand now. That's why they want to make you their God, your God, because this is fucking so political. Obviously, isn't it why the Catholic and politics were going hand in hand? So they understood what the fuck they were doing, man. Most importantly, they learned it from us. We all know that we are the blueprint, but the way they used it is for them to master. That's how they civilized the world. They changing your mentality. Fuck voodoo. Fuck all that shit. There's only one God. That God is jealous. You got to follow him. And as you're following that guy, well, guess what? You're adopting their mentality. You're becoming them. Their job is done. You could say fuck white people all you want, but if you're thinking that way, you really saying fuck you. That's why I understood what Tupac said when he said I was living in the white world. I'm living in the white world, man. Well, not me, motherfucker, but I get what he was saying. But what I guess unfortunately in that same thought he should understood, he should have understood. You know, yo, if you can see it that way, that's because you're not in their world. That's your world, motherfucker. That's how we know that's what niggas do. That's what these niggas do. So it's your world. So which one are you doing? So you are the creator. It's on you. Always been on you. You know what I'm saying? It's saying nothing new. So as a spiritual healer, I'll help you to understand that your thought, regardless of how objective you want to be, and trust me, I've been there. Like, and I'm truly being honest. And that's the paradoxical life that we also live. And that's what, the Kabbalion is also teaching you, again, for you to master yourself, is that opposite meets. We are living a paradoxical life. There's no right or wrong. What is right can also be wrong. And what is wrong can also be right. So if you understand that, it should help you to open up your world. If you're a Democrat, how do you neglect the fucking Republican understanding too? What you say? They got nothing good that you can adopt in your life. See, if you have a one-sided perspective, that's what makes it a gang mentality. You have I mean, I mean, that means your vision is not. It's not complete. Even your decisions are not even the best decisions. That's why you're not making the best decisions because you're imperfect. You're imbalanced. How do you make the best decisions when you don't see the bigger picture? For you to make the best decision, that means you would have to be both a Democrat and a fucking Republican because they both have great ideas. And this is you becoming greater than both of them shits because now you acknowledge, hey, you know what I'm saying? Now it's a matter of what situation, where you could apply this, it may work on that situation, and not in that situation, you may have to apply something else. Even on that level, you're not making the best decisions. That's why you don't know who you are. For you to make the best decisions, you got to know who you are. But again, to get back to what I was saying, let's drop that for a second. Like even when it comes to consciousness, I live it, I feel it, I know it's in me, but it's also, there's a greater force. But the one thing I can't deny though is that regardless of how I feel about that other voice, it still comes from me too though. You know what I'm saying? And that's the relationship between the father and the son. So meaning, even if you're trying to be objective, you're still subjective because it's still coming from you. Now you may not add your biasness. Get it? I get it, dude. I get it. Yes, I do. Shit, I ain't no slouch. Well, yeah, I got you. hmm Yeah, with all that, it's still coming from me. So again, I was using that example too. The source of your information is this is quality. So ultimately, what we have is quality versus quantity. Be a quality person. You know what I'm saying? Because with quality, listen. That's why I was talking about beauty, man. I was talking about luxury. I said it before. I'm just saying it in a different way. In a different way. But ultimately, tomatoes, man. And quality has to do with inherent capacities or qualities. You know what I'm saying? Of anything. So to turn inwardly, seek the kingdom of God. Listen, I'm trying to ring your bell in so many ways. He's like, I don't know which one to ring. I'm trying to ring. I'm touching on all the fucking bells, nigga. I guess I can ring your bell. Ring my bells. So, so, nigga. The fuck out of here, nigga. This is my space. Get out of here. But anyway, so your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Hinduism, we see how they look at the world, what they do. We look at voodoo, we look at Kemetic, we look at, whatever the fuck, the Buddhist. You see there's a connection there. Although they use different terminology, there is a connection. That's why for me, if I were to recommend anything to anybody, I would have to tell you to travel on that side. Learn that knowledge first. Because here's what happened, and I noticed that the fucking Tibetan too, you know what I'm saying, Buddhism and all this shit, because their knowledge was not, they didn't touch too much on, like, when Napoleon and then all the fucking English and all these niggas went to Kemet, you know what I'm saying, they learn a lot and they change a whole lot too. So what they're teaching you on this side is their version, not what the version was. That's why when you have New Age, the New Age represent their version. Can you learn it? You can learn from anything, nigga. But you got to have the right perspective. Then once you have the right perspective, then that's how you can discern these niggas. And that's what Dr. Riley Africa did for me. He gave me the right perspective. Now I'm able to dissect this shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, when we're talking about mysticism, spirituality, These niggas are talking about Necronomicon, like that kind of shit. That's what spirituality is to them. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? Or if you it's a specific way. You're missing on a whole lot, nigga. Yeah, you don't want to learn from the copycats, man. You learn from the copycats, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like the quality of your information, yeah. It's gonna be shaky, baby. It's gonna be very much shaky. That's why they have their fucking new age. They have all their movements. I understand it. You see what I'm saying? That's why even when I'm looking at the conscious community, I had to embrace it for what it is and understand it from what it was, for what it is as well. But in terms of how it was, you know what I'm saying, having the, you know what I'm saying, we look at it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, I wouldn't be much of a god if I didn't do so. You know what I'm saying? I would be doing myself a disservice. I wouldn't be who I am. You know what I'm saying? So now then you understand like your thoughts and then what is influencing your thoughts. Then you got to understand, that's when the occult comes in too. Now, when we tell you about your subconscious mind, subliminal messages, right? Or there's something called osmosis. What that pretty much entails is it's the behavior of a lot of kids, including myself. You automatically you don't that's why you don't listen to what your parents say. You do what they do, and they trying to get you to convince like you gotta do what I say. Like, nigga, nah, nigga. That's why, depending on your level of consciousness as you're raising kids, you understand the change you're trying to tell them, you got to become that change. So that's when they see better, that's how they're gonna do better, motherfucker. Well, the same thing is taking place in mythology, and it takes place. It happens on a subliminal. If you want to break it down, then you want to get into the archetypes that Joseph Campbell was talking about. Yes, it all plays a part. Even in Santa Claus, right? It's got to be put in a certain way. Everything matters. There's a reason why Santa Claus is not a tall, big dude with big muscle. Everything matters because how friendly would he be, and especially to everybody, that would be so intimidating. He's a fat guy, big belly, long fucking beards and shit. All that shit matters, bro. That's how you paint the picture. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's this nigga. I saw what he was doing. A true God. This nigga TK some shit, right? That's the nigga. He's a comedian nigga. He talks about him, nigga who raised you, right? This nigga was having a fucking interview. That's how I knew he's a pimp too. He's a true pimp. You know what I'm saying? He was talking to this girl. He said, "Hey, baby, like, let's just say if you were to imagine yourself in my kitchen, you cooking for me, you look all like that's like he understood like that's how you I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying like that part what he was doing right I understood what he was doing. creating a picture for her now to walk into. So if I tell you, imagine like you're in my kitchen, you're cooking for me, and some bitches know that shit too. Before they fuck you, they want you to imagine that shit, right? They would have lingeries, they put it on the fucking bed, they send you those pictures. Come on, niggas, I have my days. That's how they're letting you know they're about to fuck you too. They want you to picture everything because they're gonna fuck you, nigga. That's mind control, nigga. Be like, shit, 3.5. I already have 3.0. Check it out. But I'm trying to get you to get in that space. Only then, when you're not in that space, that's when people will tell you, that's superheroes or nothing, man. Listen, we got real shit we got to do in life because they don't understand. Do you see what I'm saying? When you understand you are this and more, then you understand. What do you think is ruling the world? Is intelligence, motherfucker. There's a whole perspective behind it. That's why when niggas you want to be dumb, nigga, all right, be dumb. 50 Cent, nigga, had this documentary. I fuck with this nigga too. Fuck with all these niggas. Nigga was saying, why the fuck we want to hang out with somebody who's not gonna teach you anything? You see, bitch, stupid motherfuckers, they hang out with motherfuckers that they know more, so they don't work on themselves. You see, how do you think 50 got to where it is, man? I don't want to make, listen, I definitely do not. The one thing I don't want to make is like, you got to be successful to be smart. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm trying to say, too, at the same time, though, you know what I'm saying? There's a smartness that comes with it as well, nigga. They said this nigga was, now I don't know if he is, but was the biggest troller ever. I think Kodak Black now has picked that up. You know what I'm saying? I see the game. It ain't for me. I see it, baby. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing wrong. This nigga will speak on the most controversial shit because he understand how the empathy that he's showing. Nipsey Hussle died. Lauren, the worst shit ever. This nigga talk about it. Fuck everybody. He trolling. You still gonna talk about him though. It is what it is. After 50, I'm gonna have to give it up to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Aisha. I see how you moving. I ain't gonna call out your games though, but okay. All right. Because even for myself, we all out here. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying? But I also understood, like our ancestors understood certain things too. That's why even though they know how to create the narrative, but they still want you to find it too though. I'm gonna let that sink in. That's why, you know, I move a certain way myself. And to be honest, you'll see most, you know what I'm saying, it's not the cloud, it's not, but but you can't neglect what the fuck. It's just like if you're looking on fucking YouTube too, like the new thing is everybody's going live. You see everybody is going live. Everybody's going live. I'm going live. I'm going live. Not telling you what the conversation is, but a way to, and then they create that trend and everybody's doing it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? When I'm always live, nigga. For me, even when you're gonna see this, you're gonna know I am live while I was live, and I'm live while I am live. And as you're looking at it live, then you're gonna know the shit is live. We just move differently. We ain't judging though. We see what's happening. We're like, okay. But that's what mastery is all about too, though. You know, it's okay. You'll appreciate it when you get to see it. Fuck it, nigga. You'll get it when you get it. And it comes with certain things, but we're not bashing them. Everybody's doing God's work. The level is different. We get it. That's why, listen, man, I have compassion for all these motherfuckers. I love everybody. Come on, man. And you can't convince me otherwise either. I'm very stubborn, nigga. When it comes to loving, nigga, I'm stubborn as fuck, nigga. You ain't gonna tell me nothing else. I ain't listen to nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, in fact, I'm listening to everything. That paradoxical life, and we got to embrace. Understanding, like, listen, you are the beginning and the end, nigga. But anyway, what is all that? Oh shit, is over an hour. So what this is ultimately, really, truly come down to is let you be aware of your thinking and what you are accepting. By you accepting anything, that's how. Even though you may choose not to do it consciously, but you have. Let's just say, if I decide right here, right now, to become a 7 day Adventist, it doesn't matter where I reside. I'm creating a new reality. If you live in America, this is a capital, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say you want to become a communist. Even if you're in America, guess what? You're changing that reality, or at least you act in a certain way. All I'm trying to say by this, you know what I'm saying, educational purposes, is that you are creating your reality. So, with that being said, there cannot be a bigger heaven than your thought. There cannot be a bigger hell than your fucking thought. Because even if you don't do it consciously or willingly, you know what I'm saying, the effects are there. And that's what we understood. That's the true power of mythology. Now that is being used in those movies, motion pictures, and it's creating a narrative. And it's done in so many different ways, politically, in the radio, whatever the fuck. They understood it. To be a best communicator, how it's being said, what needs to be said, how, you know what I'm saying? They understand that's what communication is all about, nigga. But believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to burst your bubble, but that's what communication, or the art of communication, power of words, know what you say, how it's being said. Your quotes. I'm trying to take you home and showing you how this is all connected. Here's a quote that is reflecting this, but yet at the same time. Listen, I hope you could see what's being displayed, man. Because if you truly understand that, this is also telling you about your essence as well. What is your essence? Why is heaven or earth is no greater than your thought? And your thought is your essence. You are the creator all day, every day. See, this is where you may call it a freedom fighter or a light worker or a spiritual healer. This is not personal, and this is where we understood our ancestors used mythology to set us free. Santa Claus, let's just say we were to create a lot of superheroes in the black community. Nigga. Huh. You see, meanwhile, other motherfuckers may be talking about, you know what, we got to create soldiers, you got to do this, you got to do that. I mean, I get it. But if you want to create true soldiers, we're saying clone fucking Tyron, nigga. We gotta clone Tyron. You create your Tyron. But if that's the definition you go by, well, Tyron is no good to you. Do you have a nigga that's a good to you, nigga? Even in our movies, you don't even have a nigga that's good for you, dog. All the shit niggas got is niggas that not good for you. You got a nigga that's good for you? Oh, please don't tell me it's T'Challa. Well, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, I apologize. Nigga, I'm Haitian. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an English speaker. I pick the shit up. You know what I'm saying? You want to fuck with me, nigga? I'm probably Creole. Shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want to get no accent? I'm probably Creole. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Man, know where you getting your shit from, nigga. Then you'll know it's always quality. Then you'll know. That's only when you'll know if it's quality or not. Well, you be the judge, but I'm trying to insinuate something here. So I found what I was looking for, bitch. Find yours. I got mine. You know what I'm saying? We're good all day, nigga. All right, Dad. So again, I got so much shit. Like my man Big said, I'm dropping shit like a pigeon. Shit, I guess I've been flying, huh? Must have been flying. How it's being said. Keep that in mind. Do yourself a service, man. Fuck yourself up. Listen, man. And the way I even stumble onto, because the way I stumble into that Mongolian proverb, because man, I was watering my garden. I was growing crops, nigga. I was planting vegetables. Shit, I had wheat, everything. As I was nourishing myself, and I stumbled over that fucking Mongolian pop. I'm like, what the fuck? Pop this shit, nigga. Let me see what this nigga's talking about. And it was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? They worked me out so much. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? Almost, an hour and a half in talking about this shit. But I had a lot for it too. There's a lot to be said, and I'll pretty much talk. There's a few. Listen, that's what spirituality is. That's what your true nature is. That's why spirituality is simply telling the story of the spirit, how you are the creator of those gods, and that's why if you truly understand to become the master, then we got the spirituality got to change. Just like Tahuti did what they did. Now, nigga, let's create our superheroes, nigga. I'm putting that out there for you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I got to do and I'm doing it too. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I can never be able to say it the way you do. But once you understand, there you go, man. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas, you know what I'm saying? That's why the new school and old school, like my man Biggie said, they all gotta learn though. Because he understood there was different things in different eras. That's why spirituality will forever be evolving. Because we are always vibrating on a different levels. See, if you understand, only when you understand that, then shit, nigga, should I tell you how much of a great creator I am? I'm referring to how much I'm in charge of my own creation that I am. Because it really comes down to that's what consciousness is about. You're creating, but you don't know what the fuck. You all over the place. Then they colonize you. Now they get you to see things from their perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have your black, bourgeoisie. It's all colonized nigga. And the more like the white men that you speak, you got to understand what you're looking at. They have adopted that. Now, this is what, they're taking pride of it. And that's why whoever's taking pride of it, well, they will always be a little more advanced to the master because you're doing a good job. Not quite like them, but you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to tell you niggas, like Bobby Emmett was saying, these motherfuckers, let me tell you what this motherfucker Joseph Campbell did. And if you don't believe me, that shit is on fucking YouTube right here, right now. This nigga's talking about mythology. First of all, he talks a lot about Chinese mythologies and Indian mythology. Meanwhile, there's a documentary that he has. Everything that he's showing you is fucking African shit. But yet, Indians and motherfucking Chinese, when he talks about slaying your dragon, watch that shit right now. I'm like, fuck you, nigga. That's when I say fuck that nigga. For me personally. But then I realized, truly what I'm trying to say is, oh, you're a racist motherfucker. You see, a lot of us don't truly understand what racism truly is. How do you talk about? You mean to tell me all these presentations or this knowledge you're kicking about, the only footage that you have is African, and then you're not talking. Oh, so what the fuck was African spirituality then? So pretty much using, what I'm saying, when he's talking about, indigenous, well, that's how they call us too, the indigenous. They wouldn't tell you niggas. Then do yourself a favor. Go see who and what those indigenous people were. Bobby Emmett talks about that shit too. Niggas. Now here's this nigga talking. When you talk about nigga, if you want to talk about mythology, shit, nigga, I'm from Haiti. Mythology is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you about Buki and Malise. I can tell you about La Sirene. All them shits, man. So that's the shit the nigga's praising. But yet he's talking about Indians and Brahma, Shakti, and then the example that he's using are the people in the fucking village. You make that shit make sense to me, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yo, I'm Haitian. Shit. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm gonna look at it from Dr. Lila Africa perspective though. You know what I'm saying? Find out below. Great mother. Mm. You see, and this is good too. And can you imagine having superheroes bitches, man? You would not want to fuck just a hoe, man. Well, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Yo, when you have a Wonder Woman, you know what I'm saying? Like taking care of all that shit, who the fuck would you want to fuck, nigga? Because I could tell you right now, after by now with Lil Shirazad Ali, I, I didn't want to fuck no bitches, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, bitch, I mean, shit, you ain't buying out Bay Low, motherfucker. You ain't Shirazad Ali, nigga. You ain't Queen Cup, nigga. I don't want you. Lucid Dream, Alexis. You and Sonia Barrett, nigga. I don't want to fuck with you. What's the other sister, man? Fuck. You and Queen Poe. Queen a Luqua, baby, you know what I'm saying? And Moss. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. Trying to let you know I know. Oh, baby, I don't want to fuck no hoes, baby. You know what I'm saying? You ain't showing up like that. Ah, shit, bitch. You bullshit. You bullshit, and you falling short, bitch. You see what I'm saying? I hope you do. But I wanted to shout them out too, because well, oh come on, man, Lucid Dream, get your fine ass nigga. All these motherfucking bitches, man, I love. You hear me? Come on, man, Queen Cup, and oh man, ah, I'm saying, what up, one girl? Saying, spending too much time in Jamaica, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you to Haiti. You feel me? You know what I mean? You'll be right at home, nigga. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Phew, people who are doing the work, not just doing the work, but what they represent. It gives you a different aspect. Okay, let me dumb it down for you guys. Let's not just say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna dumb it down. Michelle Obama, what's up, girl? You know what I'm saying? After seeing Michelle Obama, you know what I'm saying? Why would you not want a girl like that, bro? Hmm? You know what I'm saying? Like depending on where you at with it, that's what I'm saying on all levels. And what Symbol does, and especially with your superheroes, come on, Nate. She, I got a couple ideas. I'm not. I can't, cause But you gonna listen, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like saying, that's what they doing out there. That's what I'm saying. Cause I study the game tapes. Like, oh, okay. But you also know too, the ancestors gave me the blueprint. That's the game tape, nigga. You know, that's where that's the blueprint. That's where all the games that come from. So I suggest you gotta seek the kingdom of God. Do yourself that favor. Seek the kingdom of yourself, and everything else will be given. So we're gonna leave it here. To give is to receive. I'm gonna have this posted in both channel. Like I want you to keep that in mind, guys. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know. I may change it to the size of Earth and heaven. You know what I'm saying? It's so small. It's so small to your thoughts because it's only valuable when you acknowledge it, consciously or unconsciously, when you accept it. That's why our definition of what hell could be in here or, in America could be different from somebody who was raised differently. That's why I always encourage, that's why, as part of your mind control, I always let people know you want to be American without being American. Or, like for myself, I want to be Haitian without being Haitian, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Haitian as fuck though. But I'm not Haitian at all. How do you make that sense? How do you make that make sense? You got to find it for yourself. That's when you become the one. That's that unity. That's when you become the one. Listen, when you become the one, you know what I'm saying? Our conversation will be a whole listen. It comes with a conversation in itself. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, with all of that being said, guys, although all of us, I know for me, I try to be as objective as possible. But again, I can't deny, the the subjectivity in me. In fact, that's why, people would say to think critically, you got to become critical. I guess it's the critical part of me that I'm trying to display. But anyway, yo, listen, I be on my beauty shit. Yo, I know how to. Yo, listen, I know how to stay beautiful all day. Yeah, and believe me, I'll keep you on here. You know what I'm saying? Make it beautiful all day. But we're gonna leave it there. It is what it is. To give is to receive. L'esprit haïtien. Blah. Alicia. Nothing but love. I love you.